everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. Now some of you are going to say, Jason, you already did one of these. Yeah, I know, but the sun isn't even up yet. It's like 6:30 in the morning. I might as well make another one. So let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, work on skill up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. Alright guys, you know, I covered a while back Omar, Isuf, and Eric Helms getting together and creating a straw man argument against the whole fat-free mass index and fake natties and everything. And now they jump up and in a podcast, they go through a whole diatribe defending fake natties again.
Like, what the hell is going on when, like, Lane Norton was all of a sudden paraded as the poster boy for fake natural bodybuilders?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, Lane Norton's like all respect to Lane, but he's a mid-level natural bodybuilder, and
yeah.
I would put money on the fact that he's drug-free. And even if he wasn't, which I really don't think I really do think he's natural.
Yeah.
There's people who've gotten much more impressive physiques than Lane who are also drug-free.
Yeah.
And if you don't agree with that, well, I can tell you this. People before steroids even existed, and like in the 1890s, had more impressive physiques than Lane when it was physically impossible, unless you believe in time travel, to take anabolic steroids.
You know, we know about Eugene Sandow, this lifter that a lot of people know from like the 1890s, the early 1900s. But you have dozens of examples of individuals that are without a doubt, unless there's time travel, unless Back to the Future is based on a real story, that they are 100% natural and they have amazing physiques. And they would rival people today, and they didn't have the training or the nutrition knowledge that we have now.
Now, why is it that these two guys are jumping up doing this? Why are they taking such a hard stance? These are guys who aren't even accused of being fake natties regularly. I mean, if you go to all these different websites there to expose fake natties, most of them agree, but both of these guys are very possibly natural. Like, they're not regularly accused of being fake natties, yet they want to defend them. And, you know, on a side note, I'm just going to be honest here. If what these guys say is true about, I'm sure this guy and that guy or whatever is a natty, well then, Eric, I'm going to be honest with you, brother. Sorry, Dr. Helms. Then you suck as a coach because your guys don't get that big. Where are all of your clients who are sitting at 25, 26, 27 fat-free mass indexes on stage? If it is so possible to do natural, then why do you have a fat-free mass index of like 23 when you're contest cut? Why do you have a 23? Why can't you get bigger? If it's so easy to do as long as people have decent genetics, because again, you'll say, well, I don't have good genetics for bodybuilding. Okay, fine. Fine. And then he talks about, we'll get into Lane Norton in a minute. We'll get into that in a minute, saying, well, I know he's natural and he's not that impressive even for a natural, not to take away from it. There are guys who are way better. Well, he's got a fat-free mass index contest time of like, what, 26? If he's not that great, what percentage of your clients are sitting at a 26 or higher? Eric, I want you to tell me that if it's so possible to do, out of all the people that you have prepped for bodybuilding shows, what percentage have a 26 or a 27, because he's at like 26, he was when he was competing. How many of your guys have a 26 or a 27 fat-free mass index when they step on stage? Because that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about when someone's 18% body fat. Because someone who's got a 27 fat-free mass index at 18% body fat who cuts down with no drugs, when he cuts down to 7% body fat, you know he's not going to be a 27 anymore, right? Because you lose muscle when you cut that lean, unless you have something to help you spare it. So, how many of yours? So if you don't have 9 or 10 clients personally that you've coached hitting that, then you must not be a very good coach. Because I see tons of fake natties who you're saying, oh no, these guys might be natty, who don't even know how to train, who just do bro splits, do a body part split, who are stepping on stage on a 26 or 27 fat-free mass index. So clearly their training, their once a week bro split works better than the concurrent training you're writing for your clients, because your guys are tiny compared to them. So you suck as a coach, right? That's the only possible explanation. Or maybe it could be that your clients really are mostly drug-free and these guys aren't. That's the other possible answer. So either you don't know what you're doing compared to these guys, because you can't even get guys tons of them to that size while getting lean. And that's kind of the messed up point. They always try to do this, and I'm really bothered that I see Omar jumping in this. I'm really disappointed in Omar lately. He used to be a good channel. I used to like Omar. Now he's jumping up defending fake natties. He's defending above the knee rack pulls, all sorts of nonsense. It's like, Omar, what the hell happened? What happened? You used to be one of the channels I actually thought was really good. I actually said, you know, there's a lot of garbage on YouTube, but Omar's pretty good. What's all this crap lately? What's all this crap? And, you know, that's what bothers me, too. They jump up and they use Eugene Sandow, and they say stuff like, well, you know, all these guys in the past, they would have been fake natties. Look at their stats. If they didn't, you need a time machine to go back and give them drugs. The only way this works is if there's a time machine. Eugene Sandow wasn't that big. Everyone knows who's looked at him that people exaggerated his stats, right? Everyone exaggerated his stats. Because, you know, you're going to stand there and say, well, Lane Norton isn't that impressive. And he was highlighted as being the pinnacle of fake natties. That's what he said. And he wasn't. No one ever highlighted him as the pinnacle of fake natties. He was one of the few people I called out, and they got blown up into being a big deal. It ended up being a court thing, everything else. But there are clearly bigger guys than him who are also accused of being fake natties who claim natty. That's not the point. The point is, you know, you're really going to throw Eugene Sandow in. Eugene Sandow weighed about 160 pounds when he was lean. That guy was not 200 pounds. He didn't have 18-inch arms. Let's compare side by side. I'm going to flip in here. All right, that's Eugene Sandow in a classic picture where he supposedly is 200 pounds with 18-inch arms. About the same height as Lane Norton standing side by side. Lane Norton is like 195, 196 in that picture. While peeled, ripped, and full. All right, you're telling me you really think that guy on the left weighs 195, 196 compared to that? Does he look anywhere near the same size? Hell no. Eugene Sandow wasn't big. So to stand there and use some of these guys from the past, so they'll use some guy, well, this guy was like 211 at 5'10". Yeah, and the dude's 15% body fat. When we're talking about fake natties, we're talking about these guys who keep all of their muscle mass. They are full, striated, with paper-thin skin, walking around with a 25 or a 26 or a 27 fat-free mass index. No one's talking about Eugene Sandow standing there with his 15-inch arms weighing $160 while lean, because that's what I see in that picture. No one's talking about that. All right, so let's not pretend we're talking about the same thing. And why is this an issue? Because fake nattyism has become a business. It's a big business. It's about making money and about ripping people off. And the fact of the matter is, guys, this has never been about a witch hunt to call people out. This is about protecting consumers from bad marketing, from unethical marketing, from fake marketing to sell them products based upon people's natural status, products that may not even work, let alone didn't give those guys their results. That's what it's about. And to stand there and to try to defend this when fake nattyism has become the norm and it's become a terrible business ethic, to stand there and try to defend it because you love some silly ass little fringe, prancing, dancing, performing art like bodybuilding, which as far as I'm concerned, if bodybuilding completely disappeared and was outlawed, I wouldn't care. Okay, I would as a libertarian. I wouldn't want it outlawed. I wouldn't be bothered one bit if it went away. In fact, I would say the entire fitness world would improve if competitive bodybuilding just completely disappeared. That's how I feel about it. But to stand there because you love your natural bodybuilding so much, to stand there and defend this charlatanry that is ripping off millions of young men and stealing money from them for garbage products, because that's what it's about, is unethical. And I'm sorry, I can't support that. I can't support that. And that's what I feel is the point. When people are defending the whole fake natty thing, defending them, that's what you're doing. You're defending conning people and ripping people off of their hard-earned money. And that's a problem. I've got an ethical issue with that. I've got an ethical issue with that. I don't care that the guys are lying. No one cares that they're lying. So what? People lie all the time. The problem is they're lying to steal money from people. That's the problem. And you're standing here defending it. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.